Well, hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC out here at the Avon Park Aero Mazda Club, club number 4747 in the AMA. Hey Anthony, up at FPV Bills up in West Babylon, New York. This is the Pilatus PORTER PC6 that he sent to me for review. Let's take it up and have some fun with it. Now I've got no kind of gyro, no kind of stabilization. I got nothing, just an AR620 and that's it. Now the only thing that I have done to mod this plane is the stock wheels that come with it are strong foam wheels, but they're kind of hard. So I took those wheels off and I put some Durafly Tundra wheels on there. Same dimensions, they're just a little softer. That's just my own personal preference. The stock wheels are fine. And I put packing tape on top the where the battery hatch is, because it's just raw paint and you're going to dig at that paint's going to chip real easy. And I put a double bar holding the steering on the back rudder. It has a single bar that comes with it, and if you turn too hard, you can jackknife with it. So I bought two bars on there running side by side, and that keeps it from being able to jackknife on itself. So other than that, she's all stock. Right, left, up, down, right, left. All right, she's a STOL airplane. Okay, timer set for 7 minutes. Let's take it off. Actually, we don't need flaps right now. But like I said, I got no kind of gyro in there. Let's get out here, get turned around here. Now this is not meant to be some crazy aerobatic plane. This is meant for Sunday afternoon cruising, short landing and takeoff, that sort of thing. All right, into the wind. But I am going to show you one thing I found out it does do really well. Last time I flew her, I said, this thing will not snap roll. Well, yes it will.
Okay, so do that on this end.
All right. All right, I said it will not snap roll. Hold on. Yeah, it will. But that's about the extent I want to do. I don't like doing, this is not meant to be an aerobatic plane, even though you can do some mild aerobatics. Let's see how she flies inverted. Oh, sorry.
Time remaining 6 minutes.
Kind of windy up there. Let me try that again. Remember, I don't have any kind of stabilization at all. Okay, she'll fly inverted, but she got some dihedral in that wing, so that's not where she's going to shine at doing it, but she will do it. Very stable plane. Now here's something it's good at. Walking the dog, well, bouncing the dog here. Stock wheels are better for that. So let me show you that again.
Landing flaps. Set the plane on the ground. Time remaining 5 minutes.
It's windy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking, walking the dog right there.
Flaps are up.
You're saying, well, you're not doing too much cruising around. You're doing kind of crazy stuff you said it won't do. Well, I know. Want to work a little bit of rudder in your turn.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
Little bounce and go there. I'll take it up and do a stall turn. Kind of sloppy one. Another stall turn. Speaking of stalls, all right, we're going to fly along and do a stall test. Clean stall, you're flying along, you lose power. What does she do? Lose power now. Hands off, hands off. All right, she just floats, starts sloping forward, slumping forward. Now what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to go closer in. We're going to do the same thing, but I'm going to try to hold up elevator, and I want to see which wing is going to drop on me. That's what I want to know. I want to know which wing is going to drop. All right, you're flying along, you lose power. Up elevator, up elevator, up elevator, up elevator, up elevator. All right, left wing. Left wing, let's prove it. Do it one more time. Make sure of that.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
All right, you're flying along, you lose power. Up elevator, up elevator, up elevator, up elevator, elevator, elevator. Looks like the left wing. Okay, one more time just for good measure. You're flying along, you lose power. Up elevator, up elevator, up elevator, up elevator. Well, the wind is also pushing her, so that does aggravate it. But does have a tendency to drop the left wing, it seems like. But one wing's going to, usually, in any plane, almost one wing's going to drop, one way or the other. Some planes just slump forward, so. There, no flaps, walking the dog. Remember, I don't have any kind of stabilization, and it's windy. Very stable plane, very easy flying plane, well-made plane. KAVAN makes a good product. Their motors sound weird. I ain't gonna lie to you. Their motors sound strange, but very reliable.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
All right. Let's go ahead and land it because we need to get out of here. Can't fly all day as much as I'd love to. You're like, I thought you said you were going to land and stay there. One more time. Well, that's like me when I always used to go fish with my dad when he used to fish. He'd always say, just one more cast, just one more cast. 10 casts later, just one more cast. I wonder where I get it from. I'm so lucky to have my dad in my life. Well, try it again. And he's still living and doing well.
1 minute.
Mean as ever. I think that's what keeps him going. And then that's what keeps Mom going. She's got to put up with his BS. Oh, come on. We can get one good landing in. One that's not quite so bouncy. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to land in the grass. There you go.
30 seconds.
That's a good flying plane right there.
Prop secured. Safe to approach.
All right, prop secured. I want to show you what I was talking about on that rudder. We're not going to do an after battery report back in the man cave because there's just 100% throws, 30% expo. That's all there is to it. If you look all the way around, and if you look, I got 2 of these bars, one on the inner hole, one on the outer hole, and that just keeps that rudder from jackknifing. All right, let me share with you my flap settings. Can you see the flaps okay? Okay. Now, my flap settings are, there is no mix needed. Flaps up are a negative 100%, takeoff
flaps.
are
Get her in the air.
a negative 43 and landing is a negative
Landing
10.
flaps.
And
Set
there's
the plane on the ground.
I don't really notice much pitch up or down with those settings. So negative 100 for flaps up, negative 43 for takeoff, negative 10 for landing.
Flaps are up.
And like I said, my rates and everything, well, my ailerons are 125 because to me they don't have enough throw. So 125, 30% expo. Elevator, 100%, 30% expo. Actually, that was rudder. Elevator, same thing though, 100% and 30% expo on rudder, 100% throws, 30% expo on elevator, and 125 with 30% expo on aileron. All right, make sure the prop.
Motor armed. Be careful. Prop secured. Safe to approach.
Okay, throttle's not on. All right, we'll check the battery and show you my battery placement. This is shiny because I put that packing tape on there. Now this, that packing tape makes like a little hinge there. And I've got a 2600 4S, basically takes up the entire battery bay. There's nowhere else to put it. You just fit it in there, but make sure you keep the wire where you can grab a hold of it because it's so tight in there, there's no other place, you can't grab a hold of the battery. So you have to grab the wire in order to get the battery out. But a 2200, which you'd have more room, you got to slip it all the way forward and it just really cuts out so on the flight time. So really a 2600 is about perfect. You can do a 2200, but you got to go all the way forward with it and just not going to get the flight time out of it. So I'm very, very picky about that. So you grab a hold of that, unplug that, put that back. Very strong magnet, but they should have put some plastic or something around that to so you don't have to dig at that with your fingernails. 46%. Timer was, I think, 7 minutes. And Precious is like, I think so. I had 24 seconds left. Okay. What would you say, 46%? All right, so we flew for over 6.5 minutes. And 46% left. So honestly, you can set your timer for 8 minutes, fly the way you want. She's easy on the battery. Well, you saw me hot dogging around with her. So 8 minutes, fly the way you want, you know. Even if you hot dog, you're still gonna come back at storage rate. Well, folks, that is the Porter 6, PC6 Porter from KAVAN is the model of the that makes the RC plane. Pilatus is the brand of the actual aircraft, and this model is the Porter PC6. Now they just recently, I want to say in 2021, went out of production, if I'm remembering correctly, but still in service by many countries. This plane is meant to land in rough terrain where there's next to no runway, bring in supplies, bring in personnel, rescue people as an ambulance plane. It acts as a utilitarian plane, a very useful plane, and it can high altitude. It's just a real, just all around good plane. It's ugly. I mean, I think they're ugly myself by their shape, but it's not about looks. It's about performance and what the plane is meant to use for. Good flying plane as far as the RC version. So, all right, well, y'all have a good, and God bless y'all. Anthony, I hope you get to sell some of these things. I love mine, and thank you for the deal we worked out for it. And y'all have a good, and we'll talk to you later. And don't forget, Faith, family, and friends. Oh, and by the way, FPV Builds right now is running a really great KAVAN sale on their 4th of July sale on all their KAVAN products. I don't know what the percentage is, but it just lets you know he's running a sale. I want to say it's going to run until a little after the 4th of July. So, and today is what, the 28th or 27th of June, something like that. So y'all need to jump on. If you want to take some money off a KAVAN RC plane, now's the time. And FPV Builds in New York is the only place you can buy a KAVAN RC plane in the United States. So y'all have a good one. See you later. Bye.